Hi everyone, welcome to my channel 100 Books for Ears. This is episode 5 of my reading challenge to complete 100 books throughout my high school year, and today I'll be reviewing Lord of the Rings by William Golding. The novel takes place during a fictional wartime evacuation where a group of British schoolboys crash lands on a deserted island with no adults, no rules, and no structure. At first, the boys try to recreate the civilized world they're familiar with. Under their system, Ralph is elected leader because he represents order and stability. Piggy becomes his advisor, offering logic and reason. Meanwhile, Jack, the head of the choir, becomes the leader of the hunters, driven by his desire for power and control. What starts as an attempt to build a small society slowly becomes a struggle between civilization and savagery. At the beginning, the boys agree on responsibilities, such as keeping a signal fire burning to attract rescuers. But the longer they live without adults, the more they spiral into fear, chaos, and violent instincts. Jack's obsession with hunting grows stronger, and he starts to challenge Ralph's authority, eventually forming his own tribe based on intimidation, rituals, and painted faces. Then the fear of a mysterious beast spreads across the island, and the boys collapse. They convince themselves that a monster is hiding in the dark, not realizing that the real danger comes from inside them, from their own capacity for violence when rules disappear. This fear becomes the catalyst for the group's descent into cruelty, ending in the loss of innocence portrayed through the death of Simon and the murder of Peggy. By the time a naval officer arrives, the boys are no longer the children they used to be. Their faces are painted, their behavior is savage, and Ralph is moments away from being hunted down. The rescue feels almost ironic because the boys have already destroyed the civilization they tried so hard to hold on to. One of the novel's most important symbols is the conch shell. When Ralph and Peggy first discovers it, they immediately use it to gather the boys together. The conch represents structure, democracy, and the ability to speak. Whoever holds the conch has the right to talk, which becomes the foundation of their early civilization. But as the boys grow more violent, the conch loses its power. Jack mocks it, the boys ignore it, and eventually when Roger kills Peggy, the conch is shattered in the same moment. Its destruction symbolizes the complete breakdown of order in the island. The moment the conch breaks, all logic, reason, and humanity disappear with it. One of the most memorable lines in Lord of the Flies is when Simon says, "Maybe there is a beast. Maybe it's only us." This quote captures the novel's meaning in one sentence. While the boys are terrified of a physical monster lurking in the jungle, Simon realizes that the real beast isn't something outside, it's the darkness inside every human being. Golding uses this moment to show how fear can distort reality. The boys externalize their own violent impulses by imagining a creature, when in reality, their fear and aggression are what truly endanger them. Simon's insight marks a turning point in the story because it explains why the island collapses into savagery. They are afraid of the wrong thing the entire time. Rather than confronting their own instincts, the boys let fear control them, and the fear transforms them into the very monster that they were running away from. That wraps up episode 4 of 100 Books in 4 Years. If you enjoyed this review, please make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for episode 5. Bye.